Saturday Social is powered by FIFA 22 with PlayStation.
Move on, shall we? What's trending? You all know the rules by now. The guests get 60 seconds to debate 5 of the biggest trends related to football on social media. Joe, first up, what you got for us?
Yeah, trend number 1 is about Antonio Conte, Smithy. We've got to go there. I know, but he makes headlines every single week, and he made headlines yet again, didn't he, after that Burnley loss where he wasn't very happy at all, was he? However, he has come out yet again. Obviously, people question how long he's going to be at the club. Here's what he had to say yesterday.
Sometimes, I don't like, that I see that someone try to create a problem between me and the club, because this is not the truth. Believe me, this is not the truth. And our chairman, Daniel Levy, and he knows very well that I'm here to help the club in every moment. And will help the club until the end. He shows me great consideration every day, and for this reason, I'm committed for this club much more, because I know that the consideration of the club about myself is very, very high.
So there we go. Antonio Conte kind of biting back, isn't he? A bit of report suggesting that he could well leave before the end of the season, some reports saying. So that's the question we're going to be asking, is will Antonio Conte leave before the end of the season? 60 seconds on your clock. Ready?
Yeah.
Go.
No, I don't feel he'll go before the end of the season, but I think if Tottenham don't at least get Europa League, I think he'll leave at the end of the season. Like he looked like a man gone at like the end of that Burnley game. Reminded me after like losing a game of FIFA to a terrible team, where I'm just thinking, you just think, what have I done? And I don't think he'll go before the end of the season. I think he'll stick it out, but I think, if he's going to stay on, I think Levy's got to start to look at strengthening the team, because there are a few areas where, well, I say we're weak. I've got a bit of a soft spot for Tottenham, and I do want to see Spurs do well. It depends whether he's going to give him the money for squad improvements.
Yeah, I'm totally with you. I think they've got to back him. And you have a top manager like that in. I think if he gets the backing, I think Spurs will be all right. I like Spurs, so...
There's a lot of Spurs love going on.
I like these guests. Young and both like Spurs, talking a lot of sense as well. I think he did say there, didn't he? That
he said it. Yeah, I'm committed to the club.
I'm committed to the club.
Stay.
So hopefully he stays. Yeah, everyone's happy. Now, you tried your best attempts to hammer me for referencing the Burnley result, Joe. So I'm going to bring it back round to a positive Spurs moment, because Kane and Son did combine, didn't they?
Yeah.
In Spurs' emphatic win against Man City before we lost to Burnley. But Kane and Son combined for another goal, which put them on top of quite an interesting table. Have a look at this. So this is, as you can see, the most goal combinations for 2 players in Premier League history. As you can see, Kane and Son 36 times have combined, which is more than any other duo, and it's equal with Drogba and Lampard. They're not in bad company there, are they? And you can see some of the other names there. Look at that, Henry, Perez, the likes of Silva and Aguero. So it got us thinking in the office this week. Who is the best goal-scoring partnership in Premier League history? So best goal-scoring partnership in Premier League history. Young, and 60 seconds on the clock. What are you saying?
I didn't think Henry and Perez was a good one, actually, I liked Henry and Perez. I would have said Suarez and Sturridge, B. But, Liverpool fan.
Yeah.
SAS. But, maybe Henry Perez.
Henry and Perez.
Yeah.
Obviously, great partnership with Bergkamp as well, but then Henry was actually in there twice as well, worth pointing out. Pi, you go with?
Not on the list. I'd actually go for the other SS, Sutton and Shearer.
Yeah,
watched a lot of videos of, the old school prime Blackburn back in, it's a long, long time ago. I have to be biased and say Kane and Son, though, right? Like, the way they play with each other, it's just... It's really natural. You just see they seem to know where each other is.
Telepathy? Is that the...
Telepathy.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joe. They know where they're going, basically. Yeah.
But, to be fair, Arsenal Invincibles, you've got the Perez, watching Dennis Bergkamp play as well. Another one, just that touch, the through ball, the touch. But, yeah, I think the table... I think Kane and Son, they're on, 36?
Yeah.
They could probably go to...
They can breeze past it.
Yeah,
they'll breeze past it.
They can breeze past it. Right, speaking of goal scorers, let's chat about Alexander Mitrovic.
Oh, what
because
season?
He is having the season of his life at the moment, isn't he? Scoring 2 goals midweek against Peterborough. His 32nd and his 33rd championship goals of the season. They've still got 14 games to play. And he's already broken the record for the most goals in a single championship season, which, of course, Ivan Toney set last year at 31.
And we're only in February.
We're in February, and he's got 33 league goals.
Great celebrations.
Absolutely incredible, isn't it? What is he going to end up on? I'm not too sure. But we want to know, talking of some of the best Championship players ever, who's your favourite ever Championship player? Young, I'll come to you first. Who are you going to go for?
I actually have two, actually. Mitrovic is definitely one of them, and I have a personal favourite, Daniel Johnson.
Okay.
Plays for Preston. He's someone, obviously, I've seen play from very young. And him going in the Championship, he's had so many games for Preston. One of the top penalty takers of all time in the Championship. But, yeah, top player, man. Good midfielder.
I think if we're going off slightly biased, I've got to say Sonny Bradley because he played for Plymouth. He's Luton Town captain, good friend of mine. He's a very, very good player as well. But I think David Nugent probably is one for me that I think used to just bang the mid. And then it's just struggled in the Premier League, which was. Which obviously, there are a few players like that, aren't there? That they just seem to be able to absolutely boss it in the champ, and then when it comes to like the next level up.
Jordan Rhodes always springs to mind.
I tell you what I'd go for, Billy Sharp. He's got the record for most goals ever in the Championship. And he's just always done it.
Is Lee Trundle another one that played?
What a showboater he was, wasn't he? What a showboat.
Championship manager legend.
Good names there. I like that, Trent. Next one, we've got to talk about Romelu Lukaku. A lot of people on social media talking about Romelu Lukaku this week because a lot's happened. So let's give it to you all in sort of chronological order, so to speak. So first up, we can show you his performance against Crystal Palace. So this was at the weekend. Now, as you can see here, this is his touch map against Crystal Palace on the weekend. Now, Romelu Lukaku incredibly only had 7 touches of the ball in the entire 90 minutes, which means that he broke the record for fewest touches in a single Premier League game for a player who's played the full 90 minutes since the data has become available way back in 2003, 2004. Someone even tweeted that the Palace ball boy had more touches than him in that match. He also didn't feature for Chelsea in their midweek win against Lille in the Champions League. Here's what Thomas Tuchel had to say when asked about Romelu in the week.
Was not the moment after the match where everybody was focused on the few touches that he had to put him right away into the next fire. It was the moment to take a step back. That was the decision, and that's it. But you can clearly see. I mean, we have now a strong win. We had a strong performance. It was a tough match, and almost every question is about Romelu. So the focus is huge. Romelu struggled in the last games a little bit to deliver that. That's what I meant when I said I felt him a bit tired. Not only mentally tired, but also physically tired. There are like 9 other players who did not play, and we should never forget that we consider this sport a team sport.
So those are the thoughts of Thomas Tuchel. We know Romelu Lukaku, top player, of course, seen him done it in many leagues, but of course, in the form that he's in, it does beg the question: was Chelsea signing Lukaku the right decision? A lot of people talking about this on social media. 60 seconds on the clock. What do you think, Pi?
Yeah, I think absolutely. Considering how he did with Inter last season, I think
brilliant last season.
I mean, they needed a goal scorer. You look at who's available. And I think at the time, absolutely correct signing. I mean, he's just obviously absolutely out of form. I mean, when I watched him play a few weeks ago, I mean, he looked really poor. And that's against a League One side. When you just see players and they just don't look like they're the heads in the game, he was very slow. He didn't seem like he was on the pace. And, it's an interesting one, isn't it? I just think his head is not with Chelsea anymore, especially after everything he said previously.
I'd say the same. I think he was definitely the right signing. I just don't think he fits in their system. I just don't think it's working. That first game when he came and he played against Arsenal, he looked like he was going to go on and score 25, 30 goals this season. Obviously, there's been a shift, there's been a change, but I think he was the right signing. I think he'll find his feet.
Yeah, hindsight's always 20/20, and at the time I think we were all like, "Wow, what a signing!" Our fifth and final trend then is about Jack Wilshere, who has finally found himself a club. Of course, he's been training with Arsenal for a while now. He's joined Aarhus over in the Danish Super League. They are 7th in the Danish Super League, and they actually lost last night when Jack made his debut off the bench. They lost 3-2 to bottom of the league. So not a great start, but after the game he was talking about very positive to be back playing at least in front of a crowd. But lots of people saying, Danish Super League 7th, maybe a bit of unfulfilled potential there. So which player has had the most unfulfilled potential? Pi?
First one that springs to mind, and it's actually quite funny because there was like a compilation video of it on Twitter the other day, was Adel Taarabt.
Oh, what a player.
When he was playing for like QPR, just some of the skills, I don't know it's the Championship, but I'm watching what he's doing, I'm just thinking...
And at Spurs, people were very excited about it.
Yeah. I'm just thinking, what happened? Like, how did you go from being able to do this to, disappearing off the face of football. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, mine's Jack Wilshere, man.
Gonna stick with Jack.
Yeah, there was so much like hype around him. I always thought he was gonna go on, be an England player, even maybe an England captain one day. You know, he was a top talent coming up, but didn't work out. Ben Arthur as well. Honourable shout out.
That's a bit Arthur, yeah. At least he's gone and done it in France a bit more though.
I'll give you another honourable one. I think Sean Wright Phillips.
Ooh.
Another player.
Sean Wright Phillips?
Yeah. You know
He
what?
achieved a lot there, didn't he?
Yeah, you know what? But
Played for England, won the Premier League.
I think you sound full potential. I think he could have done
Theo
so much
Walcott.
better. When he transferred, I just think it just strikes me as someone that could have done.
Okay, interesting.
Nice.